In keeping with the subject of gun legislation and Joe Nava, Fairbanks gun rights advocates on Friday will hear the second of 4 weekly forums on the issue. All forums will be held at Denny's Restaurant on Airport Way. Former Fairbanks North Star Borough Assemblywoman Bonnie Williams last week led a discussion of Second Amendment issues, as well as touching on the recent school shootings and newspapers publicly identifying people who hold permits to carry concealed firearms. Tomorrow's forum will be led by renowned firearms expert Joe Nava, who was just featured. Other forums will be focused on state concealed firearm laws, armed guards in schools, concealed weapons by school authorities, and other issues.
He's really good. He's going to talk about concealed carry and reciprocity, those kinds of things, the value of it, what happens if you take a class, what is it you learn? And you do learn things there. It's very, very good. The following week we'll be discussing some of the proposed things to help. Should we have armed police in schools, for example? And some people will say yes, and some people will say no.
Days after it was signed into law, Governor Cuomo's new gun legislation that bans assault weapons and requires background checks for ammunition purchases continues to be debated. Now an upstate attorney is leading an effort to repeal the law by suing. Michael Wooten spoke with him and found out he's been speaking with potential plaintiffs.
Gun owners of the state of New York.
Over the past 36 hours,
we're getting the lawsuit together right now.
Hamburg attorney James Tresmond has been on the phone.
We appreciate your call.
Around the clock, ever since word spread online that he planned to file a lawsuit over New York's new gun restrictions.
I've been on the phone all day with people across the state of New York.
People who feel their rights are now being taken away.
I just want the people to know that we're promoting the rights, the constitutional rights of the people on the side of wanting to keep their lawful firearms.
Of course, there are always Second Amendment issues with gun control, but Tresmond's initial constitutional concern was with the Fifth Amendment. It states in part that a person shall not, quote, be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation.
Can the government take what rightfully belongs to somebody without due process and without just compensation?
The governor and state lawmakers were aware of this, so instead of seizing now banned assault weapons, they are grandfathered in. Nobody's current gun will be taken.
Banning sales going forward, prior assault weapons should be registered just like you register a handgun.
Same with magazines that hold more than 7 bullets. The government won't be seizing those magazines. You just can't put more than 7 rounds in at a time. Still, Tresmond believes the new state law goes too far, and many people agree. He says between phone calls and emails, more than 10,000 New Yorkers have already contacted him. Now he's working with at least 6 other attorneys from across the state to get his lawsuit ready.
It's probably going to take 3 to 4 weeks of research, writing up the lawsuit and deciding exactly where we want to file this.
A lawsuit challenging the constitutionality of the strictest gun control measures in the country.